Hey, viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strutadus, and I am
Bloody hell,
looking,
Andrew! You didn't even give us a countdown then.
No, I
There's no
didn't.
countdown. I wasn't.
No.
I could have been, for all you know, I could have been trying to do my do mi fa sol la, trying to get my voice into gear. But you're like, no time for that, Phil.
But it's all
No
right, Phil.
time
You can
for
do your vocal warm-ups right now if you want to.
Do re mi fa sol la ti do. A deer, a female deer. Oh, the famous song that you did in music class.
Oh God!
When you were little.
In our music classes, it was always that song, "My Favourite Things," which I think I've mentioned
Oh
before.
God, that one, yeah.
Yes.
We're back with what episode number are we up to now?
308. No, sorry, not 300. 300. My God, 688.
Yeah, we've gone backwards.
Yeah, 688, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we are with this one.
700 is rearing its head.
70 woe. There we are.
7. He's looking at us like episodes like 600 is like he's gone far back into the dirt now.
Yeah,
he's disappeared well into the dirt. But 700 is coming up, going, oh hello, what's going on here? And then way in the far distance, 1,000 is going, oh my God, he's getting here.
He's getting here slowly.
He's getting here slowly. Yeah,
Yes.
1,000 is looking like, oh my God, he might actually get here.
I know. At this rate, I'm going to get there probably
I think
at some point.
if you ever do get to 1,000, we've got to do something different from a Q&A.
We have to
think of something.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Mash up of every single challenge I've ever done.
Every single challenge, can you imagine that?
Oh, God.
Well, that couldn't happen.
No.
Because there'd be some that horrendously clash with one another to the point they would be impossible.
Yeah, they would
There'd be some that would be impossible. You couldn't actually make together because.
Yes, like sort of like a crazy challenge where I have to be stealthy at the same time as a challenge where I have to be deliberately seen.
The brute
by
force
robots.
the brute force challenge is one. Yeah, that wouldn't work with being stealthy challenge. You see, so
No.
you couldn't do that. We'd have to think, but still a long way off. But we'd have to see what could be possibly done.
Assuming we get to that point before Den of Thieves release reinvented.
Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah. I don't
That's
either.
the crazy thing, isn't it?
You don't either, Phil.
But okay, so interesting sort of scenario I've thought of.
Right.
That it'd be interesting what we think. Okay, so let's say that me and you, we have been captured by Monokuma.
Right. Okay.
Okay, he's captured us and he's taken. Well, it doesn't have to be Hope's Peak Academy, but it could be anywhere else, a massive school or whatever. And we've been captured by him. Okay, and we have been thrust with a series of other people, and yes, we are in the killing game.
We're in the killing game. Okay.
We are in the killing games as Danganronpa. So the key thing is here, what are you going to do in order to ensure that you are not going to get killed? That's one thing. Or do you want to have any sort of idea in your head that you are going to kill someone, because you have that feeling, of course, that like they did, that there's a nice world outside, and in order for us to do that, you have to kill someone and get away with it. Do you think you could go through that, or do you think you're just going to go on the other thing and try and survive? And what sort of qualities or what sort of things are you going to do to try and make sure that you aren't going to get killed by someone?
Yeah, I feel like real life me, it'd probably take a lot kind of to sort of push me towards actually thinking about killing someone. But then again,
yeah. But I mean, it's that thing when you trap that scenario and you've got this. Well, obviously not true at all, but you don't know that this thing of if you you get to leave if you manage to fool everyone in a class trial and escape. Because I was thinking, in order for something that you could use to try and stop yourself from being attacked or killed is if the school's got like a gym, try and train yourself up.
Yeah.
Build up muscle and everything. So if you do get attacked, you can easily just fend yourself off. If the person comes for you, screaming at you with a knife or something, you can be like, you can try and grab. If you put on loads of muscle, you can be like grab hold of them and be like no. And then try
target,
try and prise the knife out of their hands.
That kind of reminds me actually a little bit of Chihiro in the first game, because that's kind of what he was intending to do before he got murdered. Spoilers, sorry.
I would do that. I would because if it's a school like it was Hope's Peak, and I think it did have a gym, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
So
I mean, technically, it had a gym and then it had the pool on the level above.
Yeah, you've got to hope the place has a gym, but it's not like a school gym, because school gyms don't really have weights.
No.
And all that. They do have some machines.
Interestingly, Hokesby Academy, I do remember
It did
the
have some
swimming
weights.
pool. Yeah, they did, because like the swimming pool area had like the locker rooms that you had to go through first. Pretty sure they had weights in them. Cause,
and my
yeah.
actual school did have some weights, I think, and
There you
some
go.
machines. So it could have, but yeah, I definitely build up lots and lots of
Yeah.
muscle.
You
I'd
want to
be like,
strengthen up.
I've been there like every day.
Yeah.
So because if I got attacked, I could easily try and take them down, be like a bit
Make yourself a bit, less likely to be taken by surprise, in essence.
Who was she? Oh, I've forgotten the name. He was like the ultimate bodybuilder.
Oh, Sakura, yeah.
Yeah,
The ultimate
well, I mean,
martial artist.
she's
yeah.
already set.
Yeah, she
Well,
is.
there's another thing where you aren't going to realise. No, I was going to say training martial art, but you're not going to know that before you get captured.
No.
But maybe if you have some form of self-defense.
Yeah. The thing is, like, actually, going to the gym regularly would be actually quite a good plan, I think. That would be a good shout, because not only can you sort of strengthen yourself up to potentially be able to defend yourself if someone attacks you, but also, you could sort of make a routine of it each day, so that way it stops you going crazy. Because that's the thing, like, you're in a closed environment with only limited things to do. You go crazy after a while, so you need, like, routine to stave off the insanity.
What's that remind us of? When COVID hit.
Oh yes.
Yeah, people wanted to do things to keep them sane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, if people keep seeing you going to the gym, they're going to be scared. I don't want to attack him. It might be too much for me. Yeah, that would be a main thing, I think, trying to build up. Some people could go the other way. You could try and eat loads of food and become like really fat.
Yeah.
And then that you'll be sort of have a cushion. But then that would be extremely unhealthy.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works, but yeah, I was going to say actually the only potential downside if you go to the sort of gym regularly is that someone will figure out your schedule and try and use that against you to sort of plan. Use it as part of the plan for their murder.
It'd be so scary though, because you wouldn't know at any point you could just be
exactly.
killed at any point. Or what about you combine? Oh God, just imagine if you combined like Danganronpa with the Forgotten City.
Oh God.
The famous golden rule where the sin of one is the sin of many. So that actually they would contradict each other, because
that wouldn't work.
You couldn't kill, but you have to kill.
Yeah. Indeed. That would contradict. It wouldn't work in that situation. So yeah.
But I think I'd be like you. I couldn't really be the killer.
No.
Unless it was.
Unless Monokuma basically produced a motive that really like galvanized you, really convinced you that something bad was happening and that you needed to urgently get out.
Yeah, but then Monokuma, because like he could say something like he's got someone to do horrible things to your parents.
Yeah, he's got someone who is near and dear to you held hostage or something. Indeed.
That's what you got to think. Yeah, but could you take just being locked up and cooped up in a school like that, like essentially forever?
Yeah, that is what I do like about the Danganronpa games. Just the fact that they are all closed environments where it's like cabin fever kind of sets in among the characters. They go crazy, and it's just
And could you make friends though? Because they could turn against you at any moment. They could betray you. Yeah,
that is the thing indeed. I can't pick that up.
I'm trying to think what other sort of things could you do to. I mean, like with the motive, if there's something really bad, like I would probably that might get me to kill.
Yeah.
I will be honest. If they're saying, we've got hold of your family, or if Monokuma was like, they're going to be in serious danger unless you go and kill someone.
Thing is, like, obviously in Trigger Happy Epic, I'm like going through the motifs that Monokuma presented, because like the first one was, yes, he's taken like your loved ones hostage, and something could be happening to them. Then I think like the second motive is secrets. If someone doesn't kill someone, he's going to reveal everyone's most embarrassing, humiliating secrets.
That wouldn't faze me as much.
No, because that is reliant on you actually having a secret that you wouldn't want anyone to discover.
Yeah, but how would he find that out?
Well, that's the thing, because obviously you remember, like, Monokuma obviously is controlled by, spoiler, Junko, who technically was their classmate for a year before it all kicked off. So presumably she might have just learned in that way.
It's like an I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. You know when they do their pre-introductions where they say what they're scared of?
Oh,
Why? Why are you doing that? Don't say what you're scared of because they're going to make you go and do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand. I never understood where they did that. Where they did the pre-interview of the celebrities before they went into the jungle, and they're like, "Oh, you know, I'm really scared of spiders. I'm really, absolutely scared of spiders." Well, good, well done. Now you're going to get spiders all over you. You know what I would do is I'd go, "Oh my God, I'm terrified of chocolate. I'm absolutely 100% terrified of chocolate pizza. Oh my God, that they cause me to have anxiety and panic attacks. I cannot be in the vicinity of chocolate and pizza." There you go. You see,
I'm really scared of cute, adorable puppies that just want to be your friend. Indeed.
That's what you. But so just don't give out secrets, and then Monokuma can't use that against you.
And then, like, the third motive in Trigger Happy Havoc was basically just greed. He said, "I'll give you $10 million or whatever it was if you kill someone." Fourth motive.
Great. What am I going to do with that? I'm stuck in a fucking school.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with $10 million?
Indeed. Well, the thing is, the whole motive was
you get out.
Obviously, if you'll get out as well. But obviously, the sort of thing about it was that obviously the students don't realise is that the world's already ended outside. So even if you get that $10 million, it's going to be fucking useless to you because once you get out, what are you going to do with it? Exactly.
Yeah. Because the world is in horrible despair. Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, like the fourth case.
Oh, she was a character, wasn't she, Junko? Who went and killed her sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye. She was quite a memorable villain, let's put it that way.
Yeah, very crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty much like the Joker.
Yeah. Fourth motive, I think, in Trigger Happy Havoc was when Sakura was revealed as the traitor in the group. And so it just, like, created that whole sort of situation of distrust. You know, you might want to kill Sakura because you never know, she might betray you and all that. And then it was like, but ultimately, of course, what actually happened was that, spoiler again, Sakura actually kills herself to stop the group from splintering.
Yes, that was a very sad moment.
Yeah. Sakura was definitely one of the best characters, I think, in Trigger Happy Havoc. She was just a real all-round interesting character.
If you had the right motive, would you be able to go after someone to try and kill them?
That's the thing. I think with the right motive, I think probably anyone can be convinced to do something like that, which is obviously the scary thing. But I think, for example, if you were placed into a situation where you felt like there was an imminent danger, maybe just, I don't know, to like something that you hold real near and dear, then you never know. That combined with the cabin fever, maybe with like prolonged psychological stress, turns you crazy and just, drives you to that position where eventually you do something.
If I remember, it was all recorded, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
was. For a show. Yeah, that's what Monokuma was trying to do.
Because the storyline
trying to show the whole world despair.
That's right, yeah.
Because obviously Junko's the ultimate despair.
Yeah, because I think the whole plot line basically was that obviously Junko had plunged, she basically started the end of the world to try and bathe the world in despair, but there were still people out there who were sort of fighting back, so the whole idea was if you show the students of Hope's Peak the emblems of hope itself killing one another, her idea was it will crush hope and thus solidify a despair victory. Yeah.
What would be do you have any idea what would be your ultimate talent?
What would be my ultimate talent?
Ultimate lecturer.
Lecturer. Maybe like, I don't know, ultimate historian, I don't know, something like that. That would be a cool one, I think, for me as a history buff. Yeah.
Me, ultimate techie.
Ultimate IT student, something like
ultimate that. IT. What about, have you got any other ideas for things that could help you stay alive?
Ooh.
Which is the other part of the scenario. Yeah. So you won't get attacked by someone. Obviously, we mentioned the gym.
I feel like the other thing is just sort of you would sort of strictly control your contact with the other people.
Yeah.
Like you'd sort of maybe purposefully seek to go around in groups of people to make it harder for a potential killer to target you, or if not, just sort of keep an eye on your surroundings at all times. And
that's a good point.
For some part of the day, you probably just like lock yourself in your room where no one can actually get to you. Even though obviously you'd have to come out at some point, but. Yeah,
that's the thing. God, would you not be like scared to sleep?
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, obviously in Trigger Happy Havoc, the thing was that the rooms always had like very secure locks on them, so that way it would be hard for someone to get into your room, but not necessarily impossible.
Yeah. So that's what you got to think. And obviously, you're most vulnerable when you're asleep.
Yeah.
But again, you've got to sleep, because if you don't sleep, you die. Which
Possibly you'd also maybe sort of do, not quite imitate what Makoto Sayaka did in the start of Trigger Happy Havoc, but maybe when you get an opportunity, without anyone realizing, find an object in the school that you can use for self-defense, and just hide it somewhere in your room.
Yeah.
Without anyone realizing it's there. Because that's the thing, like I say, not quite like what Makoto did, because technically Makoto obviously took that like golden sword, or rather Sayaka convinced him to take it, put it in his room. So technically other people knew he had it.
Yeah, you need to be secrete.
Yeah.
Secrete. Discreet. For God's sake, you need to be discreet about it.
Yeah, you do.
To make sure you've got something there.
Yeah.
Just don't walk around on your own.
Yeah. Indeed, go around in groups of more than at least 3 people, basically, if possible.
That'll keep you say, well, yeah, but again, what if those 3 people start to betray you?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You never know, because obviously, because the whole thing about it was that only the person who actually does the killing is the one who gets to graduate. But that doesn't mean that people might not necessarily gang up. Because obviously, case 3 of Trigger Happy Havoc, technically there was 2 people who ganged up.
I'm surprised they didn't all keel over from anxiety attacks and heart attacks from being so stressed.
Aye.
Yeah, because you'd be constantly stressed.
You would.
I would have been surprised if you would keel over from just having a heart attack, because you're just overly stressed.
Indeed.
I suppose one thing is, if there was any diseases, you'd be protected. Unless the disease was inside, then it would inside the skull. You would be in trouble, because you couldn't. Yeah.
I mean, technically, Makoto does get ill, does he not? In Trigger Happy Havoc, like case 5 or whenever it is, in the run up to it, rather, he has like a moment where I think he just comes down with it's basically a fever or a cold or something.
He does, yes. Oh yeah.
And of course, that does technically bite him in the ass, because it means that he's obviously locked up in his room whilst all the other characters are doing things. Of course, nobody can verify technically that he was in his room that whole time, so then people can get suspicious of him when inevitably a body turns up and all that.
Yeah.
I've
heard that I've never seen an Ace Attorney game, but some of the sort of trials in Ace Attorney are very sort of similar to the class trials, with the shouting out statements, but obviously the famous one of Ace Attorney is objection.
Yeah. Ace Attorney also has quite sort of a famous reputation for some of its trials being really zany, like where you get like a spirit medium to do a witness statement from a ghost or something like that.
Yes, I've heard about that one. Yeah, that's it's funny as Ace Attorney.
Cross-examining parrots and things like that. It's really wacky and weird.
Really zany. But the thing about Danganronpa is the bits where actually the death happens and you've actually got to accumulate all the clues and then go to the trial, and it really, really gets you thinking.
It does. Yeah.
It really gets you sort of thinking about, well, hang on, they can't have done that because they did this, or
V3 has some good ones, like real mind-melting ones.
How good would you be in the trial?
It all depends on how much evidence.
We don't really have the skills of a lawyer.
No. Or an investigator.
Yeah. It would be difficult.
You would have to very much take a proactive role in going to the crime scene, looking over it very carefully, and then thinking laterally about any areas that connect to it, and thus going to investigate those as well. But because it's like, the thing is, it's kind of easier for the player, because obviously you're sort of seeing everything that's happening all at once. But obviously, if you're in the shoes of a particular character who may only have seen certain scenes, therefore may only have certain evidence, they won't have a complete picture. So
that's what you got. That's what you got to think of as well. You've got to sort of collate them all together, the clues, and then work out. And if I remember, Monokuma didn't give you an awful lot of time before he announced the trials.
Yeah. Indeed. He was always a bit funny like that. It's always interesting, because obviously Monokuma, you can sort of be certain, generally speaking, will never interfere with the investigation. Like, there's only been, I think, one occasion, obviously in Trigger Happy Havoc, when he's actually, technically his mastermind, Junko, has actually gone out of her way to try and interfere in a case to steer it towards a particular conclusion.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be doing that. No, it's naughty.
Naughty, says Phil. Indeed. Yes. That's quite an interesting topic of conversation. That not one
I
I
know.
was expected, but very
I know.
interesting.
Yeah. Is it just thinking about the ways that if you got caught up in that scenario,
Yeah.
you'd have to do, and
It's
also
got me.
I'm just trying to remember what. Yeah, they did do what they like doing for entertainment, but there were various different things they did have.
Yeah, so I remember obviously, they had the gym technically. Then obviously the second floor unlocks and they get the swimming pool and the library.
Yeah.
So you can go reading and things like that as well. Obviously the third floor that brings the rec room, which obviously has like the darts board, the pool table, that kind of thing, as well as magazines, things like that. As well as obviously like the art room. So if you're a bit more artistically inclined, you've got supplies in there.
They should have had the internet, and then imagine just like doing doing YouTube vlogs. So today here I am, day 2, back in Hope's Peak Academy again.
Not much has changed. Just
Still
shutting myself in my room.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else did they get? So like, was it the 5th floor? They then sort of get the music room as well. There's probably other stuff on the 5th floor. I can't remember. And then like not the 5th floor. Sorry, 4th floor. They got the sort of a music room. Then 5th floor, they obviously had like the dojo unlocked and the garden. Yeah.
I think the other thing was I've just thought if you did kill someone, you've also got to try and hide.
Yeah.
The fact that you're the killer, because if you're found, then you lose.
Indeed.
But to try and so you've got to like be very regimented in what you do.
Yeah. You've got to plan it very carefully.
Yeah. To hide things. If you do, because if you get caught out, then that's it. You're and oh my god, the executions were quite gruesome.
They were, yeah. Though I do actually like some of the executions just in terms of how much thought the devs actually put into them.
Yeah.
Because you think some of them, you look at and you think, they just came up with a crazy, zany concept for how you could execute someone, but then you sort of read into it and you realise there's actually way more thought that's gone into it. Like Celestia's actually is one of my sort of favourite executions in terms of how symbolic it actually is. Because her character is all like... Because basically the big reveal of her character is that, she is just a pretty like average girl who basically wants to be seen as like this really unique person. Obviously, like the way she dresses, the way she acts, and like her big dream is that she'll get a load of money and she'll buy a castle in Europe and basically employ about 100 butlers who will dress as vampires and basically satisfy her every desire. So yeah, her whole like character is about trying to be something more than what she is, and so basically the way Monokuma does her execution is that he puts her like as though she's going to be burnt at the stake, as though as though her only consolation is that at least in death she will get a very unique way to die. But then of course at the last second he basically brings out the fire truck and just runs her over, which is like one of the most pedestrian, boringly common ways to die. So he like even takes away the idea of giving her a unique death.
Yeah,
so
he's
like
clever.
Really clever.
Yeah, well done. Spike Chunsoft.
Indeed. Which, yes.
Clever, innovative ways.
Yeah. It's just like thinking, whichever character you're going to execute, in terms of thinking, about their characterization, what motivates them, and then designing an execution sort of based around that. Or, what's like their biggest insecurity or fear. Something that you can play on.
Exactly, yeah, that's what you've got to think about.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, thinking if I find a jetty, shall we wrap up? Or
yeah, I think we've gone through some things that will help to like things that help keep us alive, or if you were to be the killer yourself.
Yeah. You can always extend those questions out to the viewers as well, if anyone's interested in taking us up on those. If you were in a Danganronpa game, how would you survive? Would you kill someone? If so, what would be your motive?
Or how would you keep yourself alive?
Yeah,
it's just it would be so stressful.
It would.
That's the problem. It'd be so stressful. Yeah. That's why I keep saying I don't know how any of them didn't keel over from having a heart attack.
Yeah. It does make me think, though, I need to actually get back to playing some Danganronpa fan games, because there's so many of them, and some of them are really good, apparently. I need to check Danganronpa Antebellum, because that's probably...
Antebellum,
that may have had updates, possibly, since I last played it, I'm not sure. That's like one of the longest I've been ever playing. But there are other ones. There's like, because a lot of the ones I've got sort of on my list at the moment are ones where there's only like maybe 1 or 2 chapters released so far. But there are some where they've actually completed them. There's like full 6 chapters or whatever released for some of them. Like apparently there's a couple of ones by a bunch of South Korean fans, which are apparently supposed to be really good, with like really standout characters, things like that. So I have to take a look at them at some point.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've made a name for yourself, Spike Chunsoft, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where loads of people are doing fan works of your games.
Yeah.
They've really done well.
Maybe I should also check out one of Spike Chunsoft's other games, Raincode or whatever it's called, which they made after Danganronpa V3, which apparently people like as well.
Oh, they're doing really well. Yeah. It's amazing to think of like when they were obviously in the studio together, what gave them that idea? Oh, why don't we make a game that's like a visual novel, but it's got murder mystery elements to it?
You should actually go and, if you get a chance, go and look on Google. If you search Danganronpa and then you search like sort of the original sort of like beta version of Danganronpa, which was originally called Distrust, it's like a really different looking game, a lot darker in many ways, which is saying something considering Danganronpa is pretty dark already. But it's what's fascinating about it is if you look at all the old beta character designs for the cast, how so different most of them are, except for Leon and Sayaka, who look almost exactly the same as they do
in
Trigger Happy Havoc, because apparently they were like the first characters ever designed.
Oh, right.
Interestingly, yeah. But
that does sound interesting, actually.
Yeah, I know I've said it before. I really want to do a series on my channel where I look at things like beta concept art and screenshots and things for games I've played, and the Danganronpa games would be great because there's so much like beta character art of them on the internet, and some of it is really fascinating and some of it's really cursed, and it'd be fun to actually do a video on it. So yeah, I need to do that at some point because it'd be fascinating. All right, well thanks for joining me then, Phil.
Always fun to join.
So, social media links, propagandist channel link, all down in the video description below if you're interested. Do leave us a like if you enjoyed that. And we'll see you next time, folks. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Especially this close up. Yeah, sort of just I would like that. It's one of the countries I would like to go. We'd like to go to the Netherlands. It's a very nice place, especially places like Rotterdam, Amsterdam. Go and see. They're very good at speaking English.
They are.
Languages.
I hate it when the game lags out on me. Of course, it's yeah, it's going the truck.